Have you ever felt alone? Have you ever found yourself in a place where the silence is deafening and the solitude feels overwhelming? It's a feeling that can creep up on us unexpectedly, leaving us with a sense of emptiness and longing. Have you ever called out to God and heard only silence? You pray, you plead, you pour out your heart, but the response you seek seems to be absent. It's as if your words are lost in the void, and the heavens remain silent. You are not the only one. We all crave to hear God's voice, to feel His presence, especially when life gets tough. In moments of despair, we seek comfort and guidance, hoping for a sign that we are not alone in our struggles. But sometimes God seems distant. His voice seems quiet. It's during these times that we might feel abandoned, left to navigate the challenges of life on our own. The silence can be deafening, and the sense of isolation can be profound. This silence can be unsettling. It can make us question our faith. We might start to wonder if our prayers are being heard at all, or if we are simply talking to ourselves. The doubts begin to creep in, and our faith feels shaky. We might wonder if God is really there. We might worry that He has forgotten us. The fear of being abandoned by the divine can be overwhelming, leading us to question everything we once believed. We might even start to doubt His love. But what if God's silence is not a sign of His absence? What if, instead, it is a call to deepen our faith, to trust in His presence even when we cannot feel it? What if it's an invitation to draw closer, to listen more deeply, to trust more fully? In the silence, there is an opportunity to grow, to strengthen our relationship with God, and to find peace in the knowledge that He is always with us, even when He seems distant. Think about it. Have you ever found yourself in a moment of complete silence where words seem unnecessary? Silence is a natural part of any relationship. It's in these quiet moments that we often find the deepest connections. Imagine talking to a friend all the time, never pausing for a breath. It would be overwhelming. Constant chatter can sometimes drown out the essence of what we truly want to convey. Sometimes the most meaningful moments are spent in comfortable silence. It's in these pauses that we reflect, understand, and connect on a deeper level. We might be sitting together, enjoying a sunset, or simply being present with each other. These moments of shared silence can be more powerful than words. The silence doesn't mean the love is gone. On the contrary, it often signifies a deeper understanding and comfort with one another. It simply means we are comfortable enough to just be, to exist in each other's presence without the need for constant validation through words. The same can be true with God. In our spiritual journey, silence can be a profound experience. His silence is not a sign of His absence. Instead, it can be a powerful reminder of His presence, inviting us to listen more intently. It can actually be a sign of His closeness. In the quiet, we can feel His presence more profoundly, guiding us and comforting us. It's in the quiet moments when we stop demanding and start listening that we can truly hear His voice. These moments of silence allow us to connect with the divine on a deeper level, understanding His will and feeling His love. The Bible is full of stories about people who experienced God's silence. These stories, though ancient, resonate deeply with us today, offering timeless lessons and profound insights into the human condition and our relationship with the divine. Take Joseph, for example. He was sold into slavery by his own brothers, falsely accused and thrown in prison. His journey was marked by betrayal and injustice, a series of events that would break the spirit of many. He endured years of hardship and uncertainty, seemingly abandoned by God. In the darkness of his prison cell, Joseph must have felt utterly alone, questioning his fate and the silence of the God he believed in. Yet, it was in the silence that God was working out His plan. Unbeknownst to Joseph, every trial and tribulation was a step towards a greater purpose. The silence was not an absence but a preparation. Joseph's trials ultimately led him to a position of power and influence where he was able to save countless lives. His story is a testament to the idea that our darkest moments can lead to our most significant triumphs. Then there's Job. He was a righteous man who lost everything: his family, his wealth, even his health. His suffering was immense, a profound test of his faith and resilience. He cried out to God in his pain, but God remained silent. The silence was deafening, a void that seemed to amplify his suffering and despair. Job's friends urged him to curse God and die, but Job refused. Despite their harsh words and misguided advice, Job held on to his integrity and faith. He held on to his faith, even in the midst of unbearable suffering. Job's unwavering faith in the face of adversity is a powerful reminder of the strength of the human spirit. In the end, God restored Job's fortunes and blessed him even more than before. His story illustrates that faith and perseverance, even in the face of silence and suffering, can lead to restoration and greater blessings. These stories from Scripture teach us that silence is not abandonment. It is in these quiet moments that our faith is tested and strengthened. They remind us that even when we cannot hear God's voice, He is still at work, weaving a tapestry of purpose and hope. So when we face our own trials and feel the weight of silence, let us remember Joseph and Job. Their lives are a testament to the enduring power of faith and the unseen hand of divine providence guiding us through our darkest hours. These stories, and many others like them, teach us an important lesson. Just because we can't see God working, doesn't mean He isn't. Just like a gardener quietly tends to his seeds beneath the soil, God is often working in the unseen realms of our lives. He is preparing us, strengthening us, and guiding us towards His perfect plan. The silence is not a void, it's a womb. A place where new life is being formed, where dreams are being nurtured, where hope is being cultivated. So, how do we navigate these periods of silence? How do we find peace when God seems distant? The key is surrender. It's about releasing our need to control, to understand, to have all the answers. It's about trusting that even though we don't see it, God is working. Surrender doesn't mean giving up, it means letting go of our own limited perspective and embracing God's infinite wisdom. It's saying, God, I don't understand what you're doing, but I trust you. Section 6. Finding peace in the pause. This kind of trust doesn't come easily, it takes practice, it takes faith, but the more we surrender to God's plan, the more peace we will find. We can rest in the knowledge that even when we don't understand, He does. Even when we feel alone, He is with us. The silence then becomes a sanctuary, a place where we can quiet our minds, still our anxieties, and simply be present with our Creator. It's in the stillness that we can hear His whispers, feel His embrace, and experience His unwavering love. Section 7. Embracing the stillness. Don't be afraid of the quiet moments. Embrace them. Use them to draw closer to God. Talk to Him. Listen to Him. Meditate on His Word. Let the silence become a canvas upon which He can paint His masterpiece in your life. Remember, God's silence is not His absence. It's an invitation to go deeper, to trust more fully, to experience His love in a whole new way. It's in the stillness that we discover the depths of His grace and the power of His presence. Section 8. Hope in the quietude. So if you're feeling lost and alone today, if you're surrounded by silence and uncertainty, take heart. God is with you. He hasn't forgotten you. He's working in the unseen realms of your life, orchestrating every detail according to His perfect plan. Don't lose hope. Don't give up. Keep trusting. Keep praying. Keep seeking His face. Your breakthrough is coming. And when it does, you'll look back and realize that the silence wasn't empty at all. It was filled with God's presence all along. Section 9. A final word. You are not alone. Remember, you are not alone in this journey. We all experience moments of doubt, fear, and uncertainty. But it's in these moments that our faith is tested and refined. It's in the silence that we discover the true depths of God's love and the unshakable foundation of our faith. So take a deep breath, quiet your heart and listen. God is speaking, and His silence is filled with love, hope, and the promise of a brighter tomorrow.